Do you like basketball? Basketball. I like, but I'm not good at. Yes, I'm not.
Me too.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the State of the League podcast, the only NBA podcast where both hosts have been on a Hassan stream. He showed one of their videos. Yeah, that happened to me last night. A couple people reached out. That was shout out to Hassan.
What did he show? What was the video?
Oh my god, he was a dick to me. First of all, it's because they were watching some stream of like Theo Vaughn and Bernie Sanders talking, and I guess the conversation pivoted towards like, I don't know, renewable transportation or some shit, and someone was like, you should check out Jokic Joestar. He's like a based content or based basketball guy who connects sports to a lot of shit like this. And he just Hassan goes, that is literally Bizarro World Asmon Gold. You'll never unsee it. And then he pulled me up to show everybody. and so, he showed the bike video I just made of Devin Booker leaving the club at 6 a.m. on a bicycle instead of drunk driving home like a real American patriot. So, a little bit of a backhanded compliment from Hassan, but he did say he was a fan. So, I mean, I don't know what to make of that. And then I guess he was looking at one of your 9/11 videos at one point.
Really?
Yeah, not last night. One of my mutuals on Twitter was just like, "Whoa, both of you guys have been on there now." And it's like, I didn't know Pablo was on there, but yeah.
Did they say 9/11 video specifically?
I think so. This is the guy on Twitter. I think he's on the Patreon too. Breadphobic. He's chill.
No. I know Breadphobic. Breadphobic. Get back. Did he really see my 9/11 video? I know.
Yeah, Breadphobic reached out to my girlfriend on Twitter and was like, they were just talking about it because she posted the screenshot of me like next to Hassan's head on the stream. And he was like, oh, yeah, I saw Pablo's video on there one time. So, Breadphobic, reach out. Hit us up. Then we could get both of those clipped or something. I'm Jack, a.k.a. Jokic Joseph.
Oh, and I'm the world-famous Pablo Escobar.
Yeah, Pablo, they know who we are. No, I'm done with the spiel. What were you gonna say?
We've been on the most famous communist stream in the country. Now, of course, everyone knows
fake
who
communist.
we are now.
He owns a $10 billion house mansion in LA. So, I mean, if you want to be like fake, then yeah, we're on the biggest, most famous fake communist stream in the world.
And he does human trafficking in Germany.
Holy shit! I haven't heard that one.
He went to a government-owned brothel in Germany once, and then it got shut down years later or something, and people were like, "Wow, you did that." You're literally part of human trafficking. But then it turned out they got raided for tax evasion. So some people are still mad because it's like a whole, is sex work inherently exploitative? Are you inherently bad for doing it? I don't know. What was I about?
I would be scared. I would be nervous. That's the only thing I can offer on that front. I would be like, oh, geez, hi, lady. Do you want to talk about anything? And then I'd walk 15 minutes later.
And it's German girls, so you have to have a German conversation. Like, what do you think about Bayern Munchen? Are they taking? Is it going to be them or the one other team this year in the Bundesliga?
And they're gonna, I don't know, a German girl talking to you, saying the softest, most like just cooing in your ear like a dove. What do you got?
I just got called, so I'm
Oh my god!
I'm being harassed.
Popular guy, jeez.
I'm being harassed by strangers and by the newspaper. But I know Hassan once watched. I did a basketball breakdown on him when he played 2-on-2. So that's the video I know he saw.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna keep it a bean. Full power Joestar, 2 ACLs. I'm cooking his ass up.
I don't know, because he's massive.
He's not that big. I'm huge.
He's taller than you.
Whoa, he's 6'5"?
He's 6'4" or 6'5".
Okay.
But and how much do you weigh? I think
I'm like a calm 220, 225.
Oh my.
I'm probably like 235 now because I'm fat as shit after not sitting. Like I've just been on the couch for like 3 months.
All right, I turned do not disturb mode on. This phone number needs to stop harassing me.
Jeez.
Yeah, but I think he's like 240 or something, and he's very muscly.
All I'm saying is I've beat bigger, more athletic guys than him in basketball before.
Well, he's very much like he's not very quick or anything like that, and his jumper is actually really
his jumper's nice. When I watched your video, that's what's so, like guys that strong, very rarely that good at shooting the basketball.
Yeah, and he's looking like a massive plus wingspan. I would estimate like 6'8".
Doesn't matter. I'm negating it with craftiness, baby.
You're putting him in the labyrinth, spinning.
Yeah. He doesn't know. There's so many fakes. There's so many feints. He doesn't know which direction I'm going. He doesn't know when the ball's going up before he knows it. Calm little 11-0.
11-0.
Nah, he'd probably score on. I'm not the defensive stalwart I once was. I'll say that.
That's what the ACL really takes away.
Yeah. And I was already bad on that end, so I don't know. And that's what the worst thing about being tall is like you get cooked and guys are just like lock in, and I'm like, I don't have the lock in me, dude. Like it's not there. We need to switch this matchup is what needs to happen. Otherwise, I'm done for.
Yeah. See, I'm a terrible defender, but everyone knows that. The second they look at me, they're like, "Oh God, this guy's on our team." So there's no expectations. But you're as soon as a tall guy, they're like, "That guy's tall. That's basketball, dude."
I don't know, like one-on-one defense. I was pretty. I have no idea how I'm gonna be once I can like move again. But like, I was pretty good at like staying in isolation and just not letting a guy as big as me drive past me. Like I would make that really hard, especially because like guys who are as big as me are usually used to going against someone smaller than they are. But people, when they see me being tall, they're like, "Oh, he's a help side rim protector guy." No.
Clean it up.
No. And so like they'll just let somebody fucking blow past them for a layup. And just hands in the air. What are you doing? And I'm like, I can't get there. I'm sorry, man. I don't have that in my bag. Oh man. All right. We got some NBA shit to talk about, I guess. It's very tangentially NBA related. We Patty Mills got a contract. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, I didn't. Who with?
The Jazz picked him up 1 year.
Whoa.
$3.3 million to go along with the Svi Mikhailuk contract they gave out last week. 4 years, $15 million.
They're assembling an army of elite shooters. Get Jordan Clarkson out of there.
Get who?
Get Jordan Clarkson out of there.
Oh, he's an elite shooter, man.
He's an elite shot taker.
Shot maker, baby. Tough shots. That's what we focus on around here. Yeah, so I mean that was fine. Shout out to Patty Mills. I like him. But it's just the Jazz are weird. The Svi Mikhailuk thing was a little weirder to me because, and I hope I'm saying his name right there. I didn't look it up before we came on, but his first name's definitely Svi. And 4 years for a guy who was just like a pretty okay shooter on Boston's bench this season. It's just weird. I don't understand the length of that contract.
Yeah, he's never really gotten minutes because I don't know if he's an elite. He was a really high level shooter, but I don't know what his best. I don't know if he's ever gotten extended minutes in the NBA or like
I don't think
real volume. But he's never been good defensively. Like very famously short wingspan, Svi-Rex, people call him.
Oh, that's brutal. People
mean.
are so mean. Oh my god.
But yeah, so he'll be on the bench. They just needed a white guy. They were like, man, we can't just let one of ours go jobless.
We'll pick him up. We'll give him half a decade on us. We'll be nice. Trae Young said on the Paul George the
Oh yeah.
podcast P. He said, I mean, to be honest with you, no disrespect to the guys that got drafted. I mean, from the outside looking in, a lot of us look at them as role players coming in anyways. I feel like the GMs this year are all probably just trying to figure out who's going to be the best role player for their team. As good as Alex Sarr is, I don't think he's going to be the franchise player going forward. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be a great, great player, have a long NBA career, but just the outlook on any of these guys coming in, it wasn't like they were going to be Luka Doncic type guys or Zion Williamson types guys. You know what I'm saying? Crazy thing to say when the number 1 overall pick is on your team.
That is, yeah. I wonder what that. I didn't see that quote, but that's crazy. It's kind of a power move. Like, just so you guys know, no one's coming for my position. Like, we drafted this guy to help.
It's like the Cavs before LeBron came in. They're all like, yeah, he's going to be a nice addition to our bench unit. He'll be good. He'll be a nice backup for me.
And I guess it's sort of a defense of Riza Shea, because he's like, yeah, he's mid, but the other guys are mid too. Like, there wasn't a star out there. So that is kind of a crazy thing to say in public, because yeah, you want to just like, you want to drink the Kool-Aid. You want to be like Draymond Green, thinking James Wiseman is gonna be your Shaq, and you're just gonna ride him out into your twilight years. But Trey, I don't know if he was told this or if he just turned on the film and he's like, that looks like someone I pass to, who's only when he's wide open for a shot. Or yeah, so Trey, it feels like that time is coming up soon. Trey in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's felt like that for several years to me. And like, I don't know, once they made the DeJounte Murray trade and it like fell super flat. And I mean, you saw what Murray's value is at now with like Dyson Daniels being a pretty damn solid return on him. It's just, yeah, it doesn't feel like they have that much more in the tank as far as like external moves goes. If you get Jalen Johnson explosion this year, which I think is in the cards, like you could get a most improved player finalist season out of Jalen Johnson this year, like 18, 9, and 5 on good efficiency from him.
You could get like a Kuminga season, like what he was doing. I think that's within the realm of possibility.
I feel like Johnson's a better passer than Kuminga right now.
Yeah, that for sure.
Yeah.
And you know what? He probably is a better defender.
Oh, I certainly think so. He's a worse athlete, which, like, in my brain, that always is like, well, if you're athletic, you could defend.
Yeah.
But no, Johnson was good last year, especially to close out the season. And so they have nice pieces. It's just like, if you're Trey, is it really worth it to you to spend your entire career in one spot in exchange for any real like shot at legitimate title contention as one of the best offensive players the NBA has ever seen? And if you spend your whole career in this spot, you probably won't get that acclaim from most fans. Like guys like you and me will give it to him, but even among other and like big NBA heads, he doesn't always get his respect. So I don't know.
And then with those types of guys, it's tough. Because I think about like John Wall and like Damian Lillard and those types of guys, like they mean a lot to a certain franchise, or like Bradley Beal, they mean a ton. They mean way more to one team than they would to any other team. Mm-hmm. And so Trey would have to go somewhere that does end up winning or like going far to get any kind of recognition. Because if he just goes somewhere again and it doesn't work out, then like the attachment's like destroyed. It feels
then
like
it almost gets worse because people are like, oh, no matter where he goes, he's a first, second round exit type guy.
Yeah, people are already. I already feel like Damian Lillard erasure happened. They were like, yeah, well, he's just not that good. But I still feel like peak Damian Lillard is one of the best point guards I've ever seen. But now the vibes are just ruined because he had the mid year in Milwaukee, and then Portland fans no he's no longer the loyal lifelong Portland guy. So
yeah, I don't know. I think Damn. I hope Dame has a bounce back year next year. Because if that is like the end, like if he just gets like 3 or 4 just mid years in Milwaukee, and then he like limps back to Portland in free agency to close out his career or something, that would be really sad. Because I agree with you. Yeah. Obviously he's stacked up against like prime Steph Curry, prime Russell Westbrook, and shit as like in terms of his point guard comp at the time. But
and he's definitely better than one of those guys.
I mean, yeah, dude, I saw a tweet today that was like 2017 Westbrook, 2016 Steph. Who would you rather have? And I was like, well, this is bait. And then I checked the guy, like he responded to his own tweet a couple times, and he was like, no, this is closer than you think, guys.
On Twitter, that's never bait.
Like, I was like, dude, yeah. Shout out to Dame. Truly one of like the defense altering gravitational 3-point shots in the history of basketball. The way defenses had to guard him inside of half court. I mean, you saw it in that Nuggets series a few years back once the rest of the team around him kind of deteriorated, and you saw it in a whole bunch of other series. Like he was this legendary playoff guy, and then now Halliburton's hitting his celly on him and shit. The reputation is kind of in the mud.
Historically unprecedented shooter. The people won't talk about it because it happened same time as Steph, but he was pushing the limits. He's better than Jason Kidd all time.
Oh my god, easy. Fuck Jason Kidd.
Is he top 5?
Point guard? Damian Lillard?
Yeah.
No, I mean Steph, Magic, Chris Paul,
Nash.
Do you like him more than him versus Isaiah Thomas is like a very classic. Do you value success in a completely different era versus like treading water versus a lot of, I don't know, better teams in that Western Conference?
Yeah, I mean, to that guy who tweeted the Westbrook 2016 or 2017 season, whatever, like it would be blasphemy. But yeah, if you put peak Damian Lillard on a defensive team like that, because those Pistons teams were defensive teams.
Mm-hmm.
If you put him as the main engine, I'd feel pretty good about my chances.
Yeah, and it's funny. I don't know. Looking back at the rosters Portland gave him, they're always like, "All right, we're gonna sell like very D'Antoni Rockets pilled. We're gonna sell on defense." And we're going to double the offense, and we're just going to surround him with firepower. And then he's like, sweet, what's the firepower? Yusuf Nurkic and Rodney Hood and CJ McCollum was good, but not enough to like sell the entire defensive end of the floor and still be like a contender or anything.
If LaMarcus stayed, it all would have been different.
Yeah. So what the fuck were even? Oh, the Trae Young quote. So yeah, that was crazy. I wrote that down. The NBA Cup schedule got announced. I don't know if you saw that.
Well, still with Trae Young, the quote I saw was him talking about him and DeJounte, and he was pretty open about like it just didn't work. I was surprised to see that too, and it is funny seeing him like see why he thinks it didn't work, because he's like, yeah, he was known as a defender, but then he came here and he's a point guard or whatever. So I was like, is he calling out DeJounte's defense? Was he like, you're supposed to be defense man, but you're not doing it? Or is he just saying like he's more of an offensive guy and people don't realize that, and that conflicts with me? I don't know. But yeah, I should listen to that full episode.
Yeah, I'm sure it's pretty insightful. I mean, I don't know. It didn't work because you bring DeJounte in to be like this guy who, like the go-to perimeter defender for backcourt guys, and that completely disappears. And then you're just left with this guy who's, I think, underrated with the ball in his hands. I think DeJounte, like if you just let him run the entire offense, if he's literally not next to one of the 7-8 guys in the league who's better at him than that. I mean, there's probably more than 8 guys who are better than DeJounte, but still. I mean, maybe regardless. I think DeJounte is still good at that shit, but he's not better than Trae Young, so you can't justify giving him the ball all the time. And then
You could if Trey moved, but Trey's like, I'm not moving.
There was like 30 minutes where Trey was doing like off-ball shit, and I was like, oh, okay, all right, Quinn Snyder, we're cooking. And then it disappeared, and we never got it again. But
one day.
You're getting Bogdanovich coming off the World Cup. That'll be fun. Vic Krejci, the sequel. Was he a rookie last year?
I don't even know.
I don't know. It's a Vic
Krejci,
came out of nowhere. I don't know that. Yeah, like
he
might
came out of nowhere, and we were like, "That's a Vic Krejci. This guy is nobody."
I don't think he was, because he just got extended this offseason. So, okay, yeah, he was drafted by the Thunder. Damn, that would be crazy if he was still there.
The Thunder gave him up. That's a Vic Krejci.
Yeah, and then so he's 23. It'll be his 4th season next year. Yeah, I don't know. The Hawks have cool shit. It's a shame that DeJounte was not what they expected him to be, and now they're kind of behind the 8 ball with Trey. I don't know if they're ever going to really maximize him. Do you have any final thoughts on the Trae Young podcast appearance?
No, just Paul George has lost his juice a little bit for me.
As a podcaster?
Yeah.
Shout out to Jeff Teague, the actual best. Every Jeff Teague clip I see, it's zero like clickbaity shit. It's just him telling a really good story and me being like, "This was fun. I liked this." Thanks.
Jeff Teague is the only guy who makes himself sound worse than he actually was.
Yeah. Yeah, I wound up on the All-Star team one year. I'm there at All-Star. I'm like, what the hell am I even doing? I don't deserve to be here.
And I don't care. Like, other people care. I don't care.
They were like, Jeff, do you want to be on? And he was like, no, leave me alone. But Adam Silver said I had to do it. So there I was, playing next to LeBron.
He's like the Anthony Bourdain of basketball, in the sense that Anthony Bourdain wrote that famous book that like exposed the inside secrets of kitchens and like don't order fish on Tuesday or Thursday or whatever and stuff like that. Jeff Teague is the only guy telling stories where his team won a playoff series, but he's like, Bryn Forbes thought we were going to lose the whole time. We were making vacation plans. He was rooting against us.
Oh man. Yeah, so the NBA Cup. The big story with this is that Group C is a fucking nightmare in the West.
The group of death?
Yeah, dude. Nuggets, Mavericks, Warriors, Grizzlies, Pelicans in that
group. The heavy hitters.
Yeah. So all of those teams play each other one time to figure out the second round. That'll be really tough. Not that it matters. I mean, it's the most important event in the NBA season, obviously, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that. And then, I don't know, none of the other groups are insane. There's pretty much 2 like fodder teams at the bottom. Like for Group B, it's Thunder, Suns, Lakers, Jazz, Spurs. So another one with no.
Will come out of that.
You have Bryce, you have Wemby, you have LeBron, you have KD, you have Shea. It's like holy shit. That's the real one. Yeah. Then you have Minnesota, the Clippers with their fucking boat logo. I did not like that. The Kings, the Rockets, and the Blazers. That's fine. That's the group of life if I had to pick.
They switched to a boat logo because they have a team full of criminals now, so they just sail out into international waters. So that's where they play games. Like there's no law here.
You have to play them on a boat. Oh man, and PJ Tucker's just fucking elbowing people in the head on rebounds. Is PJ Tucker still? He wanted a trade, right?
I think he's still there. I think he's still under contract.
Damn, PJ Tucker. That must be a bitch to move him with all those shoes.
Oh yeah, I don't get being a shoe guy, but I guess he would probably say, I don't get being a one-piece guy.
Well, I think one of those is way more understandable than the other.
And we all know which one.
We all know. I don't need to elaborate.
It goes without saying. It's obvious.
Yeah, one of those is pretty super, and the other one is not. I'll leave it at that. Group C in the East: Celtics, Cavs, Bulls, Hawks, Wizards, Two fodder teams there. Bulls
Oh,
and the
no.
Wizards.
My Bulls, they're going to have trouble getting out of that group.
I know. Things are getting dicey for them. I had them high on the board, but they're in the same group as the Celtics in. Oh, jeez. This is getting crazy, guys. Bucks, Pacers, Heat, Raptors, and
Whoa.
Pistons in Group B for the East. Hey, more Bucks Pacers matchups. That'll be fun. What'd you say?
I hate the East.
The East is fucking bullshit, dude.
I'm already hearing these team names, and I'm like, I don't want to talk about the East.
Oh my god! Everybody subscribe to the Patreon, where every East episode we do this year, we're just gonna be napping on the pod for 2 hours, baby. Yeah, so we'll at least have the Bucks Pacers games to talk about, and Scotty All NBA this season. So that'll be exciting.
That's gonna be a make or break year for Scotty boys.
I mean, as far as the Scotty agenda goes, it's there this year. Like, people are ready to be done with him. So, Scotty, we're counting on you. And then Group A in the East, Knicks, Magic, Sixers, Nets, and Hornets. So, yeah, I don't know.
Knicks, Magic, Sixers, Nets, and Hornets. Okay. So I think the Nets are going to lose that group.
Whoa, Cam Thomas doubter right here?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Cam Johnson doubter, Nick Claxton doubter,
Rondé
Hollis Jefferson doubter. Are you serious?
Is he back?
No, I wish. He put out
if he was there, things are different.
He put out a sad quote. I don't know. Who am I to call a fucking millionaire sad? But like, it was just like, damn, I played well when I was with the Nets, and nobody's given me a call since. I would love to be back in the NBA. And then that was like a month and a half ago, and I just haven't heard shit since.
Yeah. I do feel like he was a good defender in the NBA, and then he went and became imitation Kobe. I don't know how real that is. Like, I wonder what his 3-point. If he could just make threes, I feel like he would.
I know that's really it. He was a pretty solid. I mean, very classic 18 wins type season. But the 2018 Nets, weren't they pretty good that year? Wasn't that D'Angelo? Oh no, it was the year after. They did win.
How old is he? He might be like 30 though.
Right now, so in 2021, he was 26. So yeah, he's chilling at around 30 years old right now.
Okay, so he's got a few years left.
Yeah, but in that 2018 season where they did win 28 games, he was 14 points and 7 rebounds on 47% from the field and 24% from three. Yeah, you got it.
What's his steal and block rates looking like?
Let me see. Let me fucking find these things. God, you're such a nerd. Holy shit.
I need to run the calculations.
1.6 steal percentage and a 1.9 block percentage.
Okay. He's not making that much stuff happen.
Yeah, no. And that's a true shooting percentage of 54.8 for you mathletes at home.
Hey, could have been average back then.
Hey, let's see. What was it in 2018? Oh, dude, that's only 0.8% below the league average. 54.8, league average was 55.6. That is crazy. Damn, inflation has done terrible things to our game.
Free Rondé Hollis Jefferson and free the guy in prison who did the New Jeans dance.
There's a guy in prison who did the New Jeans dance?
Yep, he did it pretty well.
Will you do the New Jeans dance for us?
No, I can't do it, but I don't have to do it. I'm not in prison. That's everyone in prison should have to do that dance, and if they do it well, we let them out because you can't be you're not dangerous if you can do the New Jeans dance.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty good litmus test. I don't know how to argue with that. All right, 29 minutes in. That is everything basketball related that we have on the slate today. I have a couple things you could pick from here.
Whoa, okay.
All right. So I have a DeAndre Ayton would you rather that I've just had sitting in my notes for like 3 weeks. And then The Athletic earlier this week dropped a 21 and under mock draft where they just like went through all the best 21 and under year olds in the league, and there were some interesting picks on that. So which of those would you rather talk about?
Well, first off, The Athletic is hiring a senior NBA writer. Should we apply?
Yes, we should joint apply. They have to hire both of us.
I can't do real reporting. I hate reaching out to strangers.
I'd have to call people. Are you serious?
Oh
Fuck
my
off.
god, I'd have to work so much harder.
I'd have to. I mean, you're talking 80 screenshots for a video there.
Oh god. What's it called? Let's do the Athletic one. Actually, we'll do the Ayton one first, and then we'll do the Athletic one.
Okay. So Deandre Ayton, I don't even know why I did this. I've been thinking about it all day though. I was trying to find the best player that you would still take Deandre Ayton over at this point.
Okay.
And we can include the contract here, or we could just go based off of ability, because even just like skills, he's pretty polarizing. Ayton's 25 years old. He just averaged 17 points, 11 rebounds on 59% true shooting. He was the second highest mid-range field goal attempt among starting centers at 3.9. He was the only center taking 2 or more mid-range field goal attempts and shooting better than 50% on them. So he was pretty effective at like weird shit offensively.
He's got great touch, but he's got
does.
Vucevic syndrome, where he doesn't want to be physical and he doesn't want to create easy shots. He just wants to fade away and go, eh.
And like I said, 17, 11, 59% true shooting. Pretty bad playmaker, pretty bad defender, but
bad decision maker on and off.
Bad effort and bad engagement also. $34 million next season for that. Yusuf Nurkic.
That's not great.
Yusuf Nurkic. Who you taking? Pretty much the reverse of Ayton, where he tries hard.
And he's a good passer.
Yes.
That's tough. It really depends on the team. I'll just go Ayton. I'll say Ayton.
That's fair. I wrote down Vucevic, but I don't even know why I'd bother asking you.
I'll take Ayton.
That's
actually, considering contract, I think Vucevic would be out of my life sooner than Deandre Ayton. So with that aspect, I'll take Vucevic.
All right, understandable. Clint Capella.
Oh, my washed king.
I know.
Any other year, I would die for Clint Capella. But if he can't finish, he can't really jump that well.
If Trae Young can't make you a good rim scorer, I don't know what to tell you.
I'll take Ayton, I suppose.
I would go Ayton too. There. Wendell Carter Jr.
Oh, I'll take my boy Wendell.
Yes, agreed. Jakob Poeltl.
Oh, people really like Jakob Poeltl. I've not been tapped in. Is he on Toronto right now?
Yes, and he re-signed there. So I don't know what the plan is. Really good defender. But I don't know. They were dog shit defensively as a unit, and he's the anchor. So I don't know what that says about like his overall floor raising on that end. Because it's not like they have Scotty. Scotty's good. Gary Trent was good at one point. I don't think he was this season. Quickly's supposed to be. I don't know. They had a lot of guys rotating through, so I won't completely pin the bad defense on him.
We don't know what's canon there or not. Is RJ Barrett canon? I don't know.
Yes. Everything else, it's like, whoa, what's going on? RJ Barrett is like set in stone. This is the next Vince Carter.
I'm an OG RJ Barrett hater, so I have a lot. I have a lot invested in his downfall, so I might be rooting against him. I'm a recent
RJ Barrett liker, not lover, but like I'm here for it. I don't like to see anybody like just crash and burn horribly, and so if he could carve out an existence as an NBA player in Toronto, as a high level one, if we're going off the last like 30, 40 games of the season last year, that'd be pretty cool.
I just think you have to take accountability for your actions. And at the end of the Gonzaga game in Maui, he got tunnel vision. He wouldn't pass to Zion. So once he pays for that.
Well, where's Zion at now?
Then I'll root for him. Right now?
Okay, let's go through. disastrous NBA Cup appearance, just embarrassing. Might as well not even shown up. And then hurt for the playoffs with like a. I mean, oh, cool! You had one of the best playing games in the history of the tournament. So, congratulations! Wow, we only remember the last game of the season, and you weren't there.
See, the problem with you is you're too focused on basketball success. When we talk life success, Genghis Khan success, Zion is spreading his seed. He has multiple girlfriends. How many girlfriends does RJ Barrett have? How many? Where are RJ Barrett's genes even being spread? We don't even know.
Canada, Toronto.
Is he having babies?
I hope not. I hope he's keeping it to himself at this point in his career. I don't know.
And he's not raising conquerors in Canada. He's hey there.
Well, I mean,
that's what his kids are going to sound like.
On the knees outside in a blizzard. That's more conqueror shit than whatever's going on. What is Zion jumping over alligators with his babies?
He's hot Cheetos in bed, and then he's jumping with 8,000 pounds of force. That's harder.
That's fair. Mo Wagner or DeAndre Ayton? Who would you take?
Oh,
I'm going Mo all the way, baby.
I feel like based off last year, you got to go Mo.
Yeah, and I love Mo.
And he's part of Germany.
The last one I wrote down here, I don't even know why I wrote this name down. I was just scrolling through like centers and power forwards who I felt were Grant Williams or DeAndre Ayton. Who are you taking?
Who's more annoying? Who gets hated more? Like Grant, it's very different styles because everyone hates Grant Williams because he does too much and he yaps too much. Mm-hmm. And everyone hates DeAndre Ayton because he does too little. Like he just stays up all night playing 2K, probably sitting on the ground, no mattress.
Terrible for his back.
If you tell him to do something, he's like, "You're yelling at me." That's how I am too. So I would take DeAndre Ayton.
I'd probably go Ayton as well. The contract just makes it pretty hard. 34. Yeah. I don't know. With the way the cap's going up, I wonder how many years are left on Ayton's contract.
And he makes it tough because he hit kind of his ceiling for like a year, and they went to the finals. It
was cool. Like very much. Okay, I saw this one on Twitter. I didn't write it down. Would you rather have Kyle Kuzma or DeAndre Ayton?
I don't know. I'm not the biggest Kuzma guy.
I'm Kuzma pilled. Don't look at my hat right now. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. So Ayton's only got next year and 2026 on the books, and then he's an unrestricted free agent. So I don't know. $34 and $35 million. I feel like Kuzma, we didn't actively see his engagement like completely disintegrate on a competitive team. It wasn't like he was on the Lakers and he was like, Frank Vogel, you are pissing me the fuck off. I am not running this play right now. And then he went to a bad scenario and all of that stuff. Like he was still disengaged on defense or shot chucking or shit. With Ayton, we kind of did see that. I would go Kuzma, especially with the contracts. Kuzma's making like $15 million less, but I don't know. If you take Ayton, that's understandable.
Yeah, I'd probably go Kuzma because he can be more of a scalable player, I suppose. Because I don't know what he did during that finals run, but yeah,
I think he shot 36% from three and was like a good defensive wing. Nothing to write home about, but nothing that was going to cost your team a playoff series. So, yeah, with Ayton,
his tweet did inspire Devin Booker's Olympic performance.
Hey, that's true. So he should get a gold medal if we're being honest. I don't think he will because of politics, but it'd be nice if he did. He deserves it.
What did he do recently? Oh, he was like tweeting about the Kamala, like how she didn't win the primary. He's like, the illusion of choice.
Yeah. Don't listen to his political take. I mean,
What takes are we listening to from Kyle Kuzma?
From Kyle Kuzma, we'll listen to him. We'll listen to him score 30 in a close loss to the Knicks or something in January. I'll listen to that take, but I don't necessarily want to listen to him talk. And he could talk about fashion, definitely.
Yeah, well, fashion guys, is he good or does he do too much? I don't know. I'm not a fashion guy.
I would say he's probably good. I'm not like a fashion guy in that sense. I'm not a big pink sweater fashion guy. I don't got that in my bag. So, but it seems like he's pretty well regarded in that sense. And he's a very good example of the rule. If you're hot, you're very good at fashion. Like you can wear whatever and everybody's like, "Whoa, good job. You have such good taste. That looks so good." And it's cuz it's on you, the 6'9" supermodel.
Yeah.
All right, you want to do this 21 draft?
Yeah.
Okay, let me get a drink of my mysterious brown liquid.
I have a mysterious bug bite on my arm. I don't know what it is, but I've been itching. I haven't caught a break in the past week and a half. I burnt the roof of my mouth, and now I got a bug bite.
Sensory overload for Mr. Escobar here.
What could be worse?
I don't know. Maybe moving to the Alps with your father and his family after your mom died, and then falling into like a crazy science fiction horror experiment or something.
That would be cuckoo.
That would be cuckoo. We'll get to that. Don't worry, people. 21 draft. All right.
21.
Number 1, Victor Wembanyama. How do we feel about it?
So this is every player under 21?
Yes, and they had it 3 teams. So it was Team Edwards, Team Guillory, Team Eco. I assume that's riders at the Athletic. And so I guess they're like drafting to build their own team. So if you take Wembanyama, you probably wouldn't take like Şengün if he was available at 4.
Guy who watched Twilight, Team Edwards. Wemby. Wemby's my go.
Wemby. 2, Paolo Banchero.
Too high for me?
Whoa. Who would you take instead?
Who's they go to? Let's go down the list. Who's next?
Number 3, Alperen Şengün.
I'm a Şengün guy. Şengün above Paolo for me.
You're a Şengüner, and you're not a banker, right? I don't know what Paolo's camp would be called. So 3 is Alperen Şengün. 4 is Brandon Miller.
I feel like that might be a little high for him. Who's 5?
Derek Lively.
This is the best players under 21?
Yes.
Who's after him?
Dude, the next one's kind of great. Gigi Jackson at 6.
Oh, I feel like this is not that stacked of a category.
I know. Like, I just saw it, and I was like, these are some weird... Yeah, so 6 is Gigi Jackson. 7 is Jabari Smith Jr. 8 is Kuminga. 9 is Amen Thompson. 12 is Asar Thompson. 11 is Scoot Henderson. 10... Or wait, shit. I fucked up the snake draft. It's a snake. So... 9 is Amen Thompson, 10 is Cam Whitmore, 11 is Scoot Henderson, 12 is Asar Thompson.
I'll tell you what, I would not take Gigi Jackson over Jabari Smith. And
Same.
Statistically, I don't know I feel like Jabari Smith and Brandon Miller are pretty similar. I don't know.
Brandon Miller's stats really surprised me this year.
Was he 18 a game?
Yeah, he was. Let me pull it up.
I feel like Jabari might have been like 16 or 18 a game, right?
He was definitely... Miller was 17. Jabari... I'm typing with one hand just because I'm lazy and I don't want to twist my body.
And was Miller like 37% from 3 on like 5 attempts or something?
You son of a bitch. Oh, it took me to Brandon Ingram's page. No! Okay, Brandon Miller this year. 17 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists on 37% from 3, taking 6.7 3-point attempts a game. That's volume.
Little saucy.
That's volume. Jabari Smith Jr., however, it's crazy that he's not 21 yet. 36% from 3 on 5 attempts. He averaged 13.7 points per game.
Wait a second. Let me Google. How old is Brandon Miller? How old is he? 21.
He's 21. He'll be 22 on November 22nd.
Oh, it's 21 and under. Okay.
Yes. Whereas Jabari Smith, he won't be 22 until May of next year.
Purely as an asset, maybe I shouldn't say definitely, but I would rather have Jabari.
Yeah, Jabari's kind of sick.
Yeah. So overall, probably just flip Şengün and Pablo, and then throw Jabari higher, and then I don't know. That's kind of disappointing. How is this the cream of the crop?
Yeah, it's a little bizarre.
21 and under.
13 is Stephon Castle. 14 is Josh Giddey.
Too high.
15 is Podziemski.
Podziemski is absolutely better than Giddey.
Yeah, agreed. 16 is Matas. So, I mean, base.
Better than Giddey, maybe.
17. Oh, Jeremy Sohan versus Josh Giddey. Who are you taking?
Sohan. I'll take Sohan because Sohan can contribute in like it's more confined role, but Giddey has to have the ball in his hands to do the one thing he can do.
Giddey, it's so crazy to like be on a team that is full of just fucking babies dominating the NBA, that every time you're on the floor with them, they are not good. Like, you are making them worse. To be in that setting and then to be like, God, my role is too fucking small here. This is ridiculous, you guys. Let me get the ball more. Yeah, that's just something Sohan would never do. So I would go with Sohan in that sense as well, because I like the stuff they do. You don't need 80 touches of that a game, really.
I love players who can do nothing without having the ball. That's famously a great trait.
Nothing without the ball, one thing with the ball. So yeah, 17 Sohan, 18 is Jalen Duren.
Fraud watch.
19 is Casey Wallace.
Oh, Casey Wallace is we know he's better than Giddey.
That's so funny. We just watched him be better than Giddey. We just saw this.
The guy who got minutes, or the guy who played good in the same role, or the guy who was bad?
Who's better? The guy who we were all watching and we were like, geez, this guy's really going to limit their playoff ceiling. This is not good. Like, I know they're better than the Pelicans off talent alone, but once it comes down to like schemes and shit, this could get really dicey for them. And then you swap in this other guy and all of those worries immediately disappear. Which one of those guys is better? I don't know. Huh.
Casey Wallace, 2028 Olympics?
Maybe. He could be the Derek White guy.
It's possible. Oh, Kaysen and Jalen Suggs. Oh, we'll be wrecking them.
Oh, my God. No one's going to be able to
Josh
score.
Giddey in a straitjacket.
That'd be sick.
That'd be really hard.
20 is Shaden Sharp. 21 is Dyson Daniels.
Better than Giddey.
22 is Reed Shepard.
Better than Giddey.
23 is Zach Edey.
I'd rather have him than Giddey.
Hey, if your one thing is sideline out of bounds passes or setting really good screens, I could tell you which one of those matters more often.
He's really big. All the idiots in the Bulls subreddit. Giddey's so young and he's so big. Zach Edey's younger and bigger. I don't know if he's younger, actually.
He might be. I mean, I have no idea off the top of my head. 24 is one Zachary. Damn, I was trying to hit the French R there. Oh.
And we'll see how he does.
Better than Giddey. I mean, you're not confident.
If he can make spot up threes, oh my God.
Yeah.
And because he can play defense too. So yeah.
Yes, and he's got feel for the game. And if you take the ball out of Giddey's hands, he does not.
Yeah, and he can also do stuff in transition that he cannot do in half court.
Okay, well that's the whole list. It's funny that
what a sham of a list.
That was just fucking 10 Giddey dunks after he got on the list. We're just lining them up and knocking them down. Yeah, it was a weird list. I honestly, we should have prepped that segment a little more, maybe gone through and seen who we would have picked instead. But that's not what this podcast is all about, baby. This podcast is about getting on the microphone and letting it flow for an hour and 15 minutes. Do you have any final thoughts? You want to talk Cuckoo?
We'll talk Cuckoo. Did you like it?
Let me timestamp before anything else. Damn, you're in such a hurry.
I'm going Cuckoo for Cuckoo.
Cuckoo for Cuckoo Puffs. You remember those commercials?
Yeah, that guy was going crazy.
I liked it a lot.
I'm not eating that cereal.
I had a lot of fun with Cuckoo. I came home. I immediately ordered one of the practice butterfly knives off Amazon.
Oh, for some reason I thought you were going to say like a gigantic blue jacket.
Oh no, I already have a giant blue jacket. Mine doesn't sparkle like that, but it's close enough. I could cosplay as her if I got like a cast and a head bandage. Oh, my girlfriend wants to go as her for Halloween. I don't know who my counterpart.
With the injuries?
I would assume with the injuries, yeah, it would make it a little more recognizable.
You can be her lover with the leather jacket. You have long hair.
Oh, I could. Okay, yeah, I could be that weird.
What? It's just like Hawaiian. Did she have a Hawaiian shirt on?
I don't know. I'll just walk around with like a boom box blasting like 80s synth, and everyone will get it.
Cigarettes.
Yes, cigarettes and one joint, and then I'll crash the car because there's a weird, scary lady in the middle of the road. So, spoilers ahead for the movie Cuckoo, starring Hunter Schafer. If you haven't seen it, go see it right now. Then you can come back and listen to the rest of this exhilarating podcast. What do you
literally
think?
Sean Fennessy.
No, Sean Fennessy's literally. Who's been on the Hassan stream? Sean Fraudacy? I don't think so.
I wonder, maybe he has.
Yeah, he might. He's famous. Yeah, I liked it a lot. So it was like a way better movie than Trap in terms of artistic quality and like cinematography and the way the film looked and the writing and like all the symbolism and the shit it was trying to say about society and women's bodies and blah blah blah. I probably had 10% less fun at this movie than I had at Trap. That's what I was thinking when I walked out of the movie.
I was locked the whole time. I was like, I don't know where this is going. I'm in suspense here.
There was like 10 minutes, a 10-minute stretch in like the back third of the movie where I didn't think they were going to stick the landing. I was like, what are they talking about with all this science bullshit? I don't get it. I'm annoyed right now because I don't get one thing and then they keep dumping more explanation shit on top of that I don't understand. But they followed all that little 10-minute stretch up with some pretty clean tying up at the end of the movie. So I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good.
So it turns out the resort is a breeding ground where they take women and they impregnate them with an ancient creature's babies in an effort to repopulate this ancient creature.
Yes. Yeah. So I guess this parasitic type monster thing that is infecting the old lady the entire time, who pretty scary monster for like the first 2/3 of the movie, that it's just
the
her.
Bike scene, that was great.
Oh my god. And the fact in the bike scene, I thought the glowing red eyes were the reflection of Hunter's like little bicycle light in the lady's sunglasses, and I was like, oh, maybe that lady wasn't crazy. Maybe she was just looking for help, and the bike was making her look. And then she came back, and I was like, oh no, she was scary the whole time. This is a scary lady. And so yeah, I liked the transition from her being the villain to the obvious fucking weird German resort owner host guy being like, yeah, I was bad the whole time. No fucking shit, dude.
So what is his plan? Like, what's he doing?
So the thing I gathered from it, he says multiple times, like, I'm a conservationist. I'm conserving. I like to, these are beautiful creatures that we need to preserve even at the cost of human life and stuff. And so that's what I got from it. One of the things I did not understand is towards the end when Anna, is that the little sister's name? What is it? Alma, the little sister, who's getting like the brain scan towards the end of the movie, when that is going on and there's like a gunfight happening and stuff, and German guy shoots the two nurses who were in there like doing the test and starts burning a bunch of papers, that confused me because I was like, aren't you Mr. Conservationist Research? Why do you want all this stuff destroyed?
Did he think that they were all dead? That all the creatures were dead?
I don't think so, because he knew the daughter was one of the creatures, and at that point, the mom creature, like the primary mom creature, who we've seen throughout the movie, she was still alive as well. She doesn't die until like right at the end.
Oh, so what I'm thinking of is he's originally planning to kill the little girl, right?
The cop is.
Well, I thought he is too, but then he changes his mind once he sees Hunter Schafer killed the other one because she had the wig.
Oh, okay. I did not realize that. I thought he wanted to keep the girl alive the whole time. Why did he want to kill the girl then?
I forget, because remember they were watching through the glass, and her and the German cop guy, and he was about to kill her for some reason.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't remember. The plan is not quite clear. And also, was her dad in on it?
I don't know. I did not think the dad was a stupid dickhead the whole movie. And so I don't think he was smart enough to really be involved in any capacity. I think he just got tricked into coming back, and he was like, "Oh, I'll make you another resort." Blah blah blah, and yeah, all this bad shit happened.
So he's working at the resort. It's unclear what he does.
I think he's an architect, because at the beginning, when they show up to the resort for the first time, the mom, Beth, is like, "We have a present for you. The original plans that we drew up for the resort the first night we were here or whatever, on like a napkin or something that she gives to him." And so that implied to me that they were architects or like building planners of some variety.
Okay. And so is that his daughter at all? Like, is there any genes of his in that little girl? Because she's like she's a creature.
Yeah.
And then the mom actually did give birth to her, right?
Yes. I don't think any of it was his at all. Because that's one of the things, like the German cop guy was like, he was pissed that he didn't get to fertilize the seed. He says that specifically in the movie. Like he's explaining the whole parasitic relationship to Gretchen, Hunter Schafer's character, and he's like, that was my seed to take, and it was taken away from me, and it was very much like, oh, men view women's bodies as property, and I was like, bars, feminism, exactly. But it did not seem like any of Alma was related to the father at all. It seemed like they were surprised. The scientist lady says, "Oh, she bears a striking resemblance to the host mother, to Beth." And so I guess maybe that's not always the case with these babies. Maybe sometimes they just look like we were talking about that as we left. Like, what if it just popped out and it was like a white baby or something? And they're like, whoa, what's going on here?
And so how come there's another thing I have a question about. When she's rolling her out on like at the very end, when the two guys are having a standoff with the guns, why did the German cop shoot her? Because he wanted to kill her. Like, what was holding him up in that moment?
I guess he probably didn't want to kill Gretchen, but to be honest, if like he's like supposed to be this fucking psycho who's deteriorated for years after the death of his wife and everything, if I'm him, and I'm probably killing Gretchen, to be honest. Like, if I'm already this far gone into this insane conspiracy
and she
plot.
already like stabbed him too.
Oh yeah, she got him good. So that was a little, I don't know. All of these questions, that's what I'm saying. I didn't have jack shit to ask about Trap. I walked out and I was like, woo, this is so great. And so this one was cooler. but Trap I would say was more fun. I loved the opening credits for this one where like the title Cuckoo pops up on the screen in bright red and then it fades and you can see the mountains through the letters and then it does like a big wipe open. I don't feel like movies do enough fun shit like that with the title anymore.
I like how she racks up injuries over the course of the movie. Like she just for like half the movie she has casts, like a gigantic cast on her arm, and every time she tries to like bang it into somewhere, she's like, "Ow!"
Yeah.
And I and like I told you, I feel like her decision making is pretty solid overall.
Yes.
Probably should have picked up on the headphone stuff earlier. Like that could have connected those dots, but like she does try and leave and then but it doesn't work out.
Yeah. All things considered, I would say I don't feel like she made any dumb decisions. I feel like the German guy was pretty smart in how he handled it. Like when he said, "All right, we'll go get your money. I want you to like write a goodbye note and everything." And she wrote that note that was like, "Don't come looking for me. I'm leaving."
Yeah.
Angsty. I was like, "Oh shit." Well, now they're definitely not going to be looking for you if you're like a missing person. And so I thought in general, I don't feel like she made any dumb decisions. Like I said, I fucked with the butterfly knife. That was super cool. And I also loved the scene. So their power, the power of like the cuckoo human people, how they can make you perceive that you're in like a time loop.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was super cool. Especially the first couple times it happens where you don't know what's going on and it's super disorienting. And then part of me when I was watching, I was like, okay, is this like actually a time loop that they're making or like what's going on? And I thought it was very cool when they're in the basement of the German guy's house and the wild girl who we see at the beginning of the movie run away from the house. She is doing the noise to Gretchen, but as the time loop resets for Gretchen, the girl is gradually like getting closer to her. So it's not like a real time loop. She's just like hallucinating in her brain. I thought that was a super effective way to like communicate that information to the audience. And yeah, I thought that was just very cool plot device.
Yeah, and it was creepy every time they showed the throat like vibrating, the like ultra zoomed in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really good. It was spooky.
It was. And I thought the mom one, like the old lady, I thought she was scary even when you got like a full view of her, which is not always the case. Like in A Quiet Place, the big like sound monsters, if you get a full view of them, not really that like it's weird, but they just look like a weird like rocky dog. They're not really that off-putting after after you get a good look at them. Whereas this lady, one of the scariest shots in the movie is once all the bookshelves have fallen over and she's like got Gretchen pinned down and she's just like screaming in her face and her jaw is like distending and stuff. I thought that was a super good shot. So yeah, it was creepy. I'm not sure. I haven't seen Longlegs yet. It's still playing, but I don't want to walk to the theater 2 days in a row on crutches. So I might just wait for it to hit streaming. I can't speak to how it stacks up to Longlegs, but it definitely feels like they occupy similar spaces in the theater right now.
I think it's better. I think the tense parts go on for longer. Like I was scared for longer.
Yeah. And like I said, this was a beautiful movie. It looked so good. And so
and
I don't
Hunter
know if
Schafer was really good.
Oh, yeah. She was incredible. I want to see her in more shit. Very good crier in this movie. Very good screamer in this movie. But also not doing too much. Like reserved angsty teen when she needed to be. And I thought the setting was really good too for like the first half. Like her being a hotel clerk late at night in the mountains. That's a super creepy spot.
Yeah, and then that bike scene is so good.
Yeah, but yeah, the headphones Figure it out. Come on, people. So yeah, I gave it 3.5 on Letterboxd. I liked it a lot. That's the same that I gave Trap. I don't know what I'll give Longlegs whenever I get around to seeing it. And Alien Romulus debuted with a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes today. So I'll be locking in for that when it comes out.
Should I see that? Is today Thursday? Oh, today's Wednesday. It probably doesn't come out till tomorrow.
You should see it. Have you seen the first Alien?
I haven't seen any of them.
Bro, I haven't
seen a down of them.
Well, they've got a lot of great film. They really pop in the open field. The Xenomorphs do. The first one, incredible, very effective, scary movie, which I never feel that way about old movies. Even Jaws, which like I feel like is a pretty good case of like building suspense and stuff. I feel like Alien blows it out of the water in terms of how scary it is. And then the second one I've never seen. It's supposed to be like one of the best action movies ever. I've had it on my list for a long time. So yeah, I would say watch Alien because it's also super pretty and well made. It's worth your time, definitely.
Are you gonna see Harold and the Purple Crayon?
I would watch Borderlands before I saw Harold and the Purple Crayon. I
don't know. Did you hear it? It made $1 billion.
Well, Borderlands made $1 billion.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, okay.
Borderlers rise up.
It's Purpillion time.
It's Purpillion time. All right. Do you want to do some Lobbyist requests?
All right, we'll do a couple.
Let me clock this shit real quick. Requests. Let me see. Oh, I wanted to shout this out in public. It's just so everyone knows. Augusto Dabo says, I just found out that Patreon is now charging people an extra fee if they subscribe through the mobile app to pay for the Apple Store fees. So they're shifting that fee onto you. So if you want to be part of the State of the League Patreon, you should go to stateoftheleague.com/Patreon in a web browser, sign up, and then you can download the app onto your phone and have it. Like, then it won't charge you anything if you sign up on a computer. But don't sign up through the app unless you want to pay $5.12 a month. Which I don't want you to bear that burden. That's fucked up. Sam Slippery Fetus K. God damn, I'm just reading it. Is the era of NBA dynasties officially over now that it's been 6 years in a row with a non-repeat NBA champion, and there's more contract money than ever with the new NBA media rights deals? Will we ever see back-to-back NBA champions again? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm sure we will. Because my GOAT Wemby will be a dominant force. We'll see how the team fills in around him. These Celtics could easily repeat. Yeah. And then the Thunder are pretty well set up to be perennial contenders. And so do the Rockets. So all it takes is just a lucky streak of hitting on prospects.
Yeah. I the way I describe it is if like you go back through every real dynasty in the history of the NBA, I think the only ones that are exempt from this rule would be like the Spurs over the course of 20 years, or the Lakers, how both Kobe eras kind of straddle an entire decade. Pretty much every other dynasty is the result of very unique circumstances that no team can replicate, that just like give this one team a huge advantage in whatever era they're in. Whether or not that's the Warriors having the ability to sign Kevin Durant while also having like the third or second best player on the planet and an NBA championship team already in place.
And they draft their DPOY defensive anchor in the second round. They get a discount on Steph Curry's contract because of his ankle injuries, and then they just hit on a bunch of role players.
Yeah, like even Iguodala going there,
he's a traitor.
Yeah. If you look at like the Showtime Lakers having Kareem and then immediately getting the number one pick for this like generational draft that you just can't miss on. Even if you go Larry there instead of Magic, yeah, like that's just a set of circumstances that nobody else is really going to have access to. The Bulls, I don't know. With the Bulls, I think you can attest like more than usual of that quote unquote dynasty to the greatness of Michael Jordan, but hitting on Scottie Pippen is also
from an NAIA school or whatever, from
yeah.
like nowhere, and then you sign him to a scam 25-year contract or whatever.
and then like even if you look at the back three, like having Phil Jackson to corral this fucking junkyard dog, Dennis Rodman, that like no other team in the league can really make use of because he's such a psycho at that point. But you have the one coach that's like able to actually get production out of his rebounding and defensive ability and like let him be himself. Yeah, there's just I think at some point we will see a team hit on a set of circumstances that lets them be a dynasty again. And even if that didn't happen, I think back to back is a way lower ask. Yeah, the Celtics could do it this year, or they could win back to back in like 2 or 3 years. Really, they're really good, and yeah, all sorts of good teams out there. Let me see. Oh, Will Hughes says, which USA men's basketball team is most likely to be super annoying talking about the Olympics to his NBA teammates, like your friend who won't shut up about their study abroad?
Oh, okay. So the person will be like, oh yeah, back in Paris this summer we did this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Halliburton's a candidate. Edwards is a candidate.
Oh my God, Anthony Edwards talking about how cool Kevin Durant is to all of his Minnesota friends.
And he did already come out and be like, I'm not playing World Cup. So he's like, yeah, once you get to the Olympics,
It's just not the same. Yeah.
Yeah, so Anthony Edwards is probably the one. It's like,
yeah,
went to the ping pong. You don't really get it until you see it up close.
I mean, yeah, those ping pong, like, yeah, the spin they could put on the ball, you don't see it through the TV. It's ridiculous. I actually had, in the village, I had some of the ladies show me a thing or two. I could maybe help you out with your game if you wanted. I know you got a table at home, so yeah, I could give you
at
some
Target
pointers.
in Minneapolis. He's like, yeah, the bread. It's not like back in Bali or sorry, Paris. It's like it's way different over there.
He throws a fucking shovel pass to Rudy, and it goes into the fourth row, and he's like, "Bam would have Idris would have caught that." Oh, sorry, I meant Bam. Bam, yeah, Bam has really good hands in the paint. He would have caught that. Sorry,
it's just way easier to throw to Anthony Davis. So it's going to take some getting used to. Like
yeah.
Throwing the ball to a guy with no hands.
I'll make the next one softer for you, Rudy. Sorry about that. Sorry I was mean to you when we whooped your ass in the Olympics. Also, okay, what is we at? Hour 12. You want one more? Are we good? Are we wrapping it up?
We'll do one more. That's it.
Okay, let me see. Oh, okay. Luke Holmes. Hey, fellas, why do you guys think Trae Young is getting overlooked for the 2028 Olympic roster while guys like Cade are seen as locks or close to it? Why do you think that is?
People don't like Trae. He has bad vibes. People like Cade. And so it's the defensive concerns are there for Team USA. I understand people would be like, well, he's so bad at defense that it'll be hard for him to get on the floor because it's hard for Halliburton to stay on the floor. And then, yeah, people just doubt how good he is and they think he's selfish. And then Cade, they think because he had the Team USA select. Remember, he popped off with the select.
He had a great scrimmage. It was sick.
People are like, oh, man, that guy's up next. and he has a history with Team USA, like, some people say that Team USA with him, Halliburton, and a bunch of those young guys was like one of the most dominant youth Team USA teams ever. So he has a history with the program. I don't know if Trae does. And he's 6'8", and people think he's unselfish. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's literally all just aura based. Trae Young's aura is in the fucking toilet right now. And whereas Cade's is like a slight net positive, I feel like. I don't know. I think
He's got that pity aura.
yeah, absolutely. Where people
Also,
are just
I said 6'8", he's 6'6". I forgot.
oh my god, he's practically the same size as Trae. It's ridiculous. Yeah, so Trae, I just think I think him and Cade are in a similar boat where we describe them as like we'll know by the time the Olympics rolls around. I feel confident we already know with Trae, but I think we'll know how people will like officially stamped perceive his career by 2028. And so if that rolls around and he's like consistently making deep playoff runs and having big playoff moments and looking like a really good contributor, then yeah, absolutely he'll be in like the Halliburton, Ja Morant, Cade Cunningham, whatever you want to say, conversation. But yeah, if he goes from Atlanta to somewhere else, and regardless of whether or not it's his fault, they're still a mid team. I would not be holding my breath on Grant Hill being like, Trae, please play for us. Oh my god.
That would be epic.
Oh man. So yeah, he's got to get his aura up. That's the big thing. Do you have any final thoughts for these people, Mr. Escobar?
No, I don't. Oh, guys, I've signed an official content deal with Kicks. Not the
Whoa, the racist streaming place?
Not the pedophile site. It's a TikTok and Twitter and Instagram page. So I believe today they're going to repost my ray gun video. So if you see that, they didn't steal it. They compensated me for it. And then after, there's going to be some original videos on there too. Go check it out.
Nice. Everybody go check out Kicks. Everybody go check out Kicks.
I'm Kicks Pablo.
Nice. Kicks Pablo. And thank you. I mean, yeah, if anybody's choking to death right now, pal, help them out, please. And also call the police if that's happening. Don't stop listening.
Do the solo Heimlich maneuver with a chair. It's possible.
Whoa. All right. Figure that out. Bye, everybody.
Lay down a list of what is wrong.